Calling about labor, having a bit of an issue with it. Easiest thing to do with labor is to make sure you understand these tables. They kind of give us a nice idea of what's going on with labor. Obviously, read it carefully. They can sell all the shirts they want at 20 bucks. They can hire all the workers they want at 120 bucks. Now, I always, like a child, do a little table here, or a little addition to the table to finish it out so that I can make sense of it. All right. Now, oops, that's terrible. Let's back up here just a little bit. Can I get rid of that? I can't even draw a straight line. Okay, I think we're good. Well, best I can. There we go. That's better, but not much. Anyway, what we're going to do here, they're giving you total product. Notice this, number of workers. They tend to give you the same thing on the tables. Number of workers, number of shirts, or total product, right? If they give you total product, we have to find marginal product. We take our marginal product times the price of the good, 20 bucks. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. Let's do price of the good for a heading. That's going to give us our marginal revenue product. Remember now, this is your demand for labor. We're going to compare that to our marginal revenue cost. Also could be called marginal factor cost. Is your supply of labor curve, is also your wage. So let's just fill it in. We can see marginal product is the change in total product here. So we got 10, 15, 20, 15 again, 12, 8, 5, and -3. The price of the goods is the same for every unit, so it's 20 bucks all the way down. Now we're going to find our marginal revenue product. We just multiply these two together. 200, 300, 400, 300, 240, 160, 100, and -60. Our marginal factor cost is our wage. It looks like our wage is 120 all the way down for every worker. Now let's talk about this again. What this implies is that this first worker, the marginal product, he can produce, what are we doing, shirts? He can produce 10 shirts. At a price of 20, he brings in $200 into our company. If he brings in 200 into the company and I pay him 120, I like this guy. This guy can do 15 shirts times the 20. He brings in $300 to our company and we only pay him 120. I like him a lot. I like this guy a lot because our marginal revenue product, what they bring in, is greater than the marginal revenue cost. I like this guy. I like this guy. This is 160 here. I like this guy too. The seventh guy, though, I do not like. He only brings in 100 and I have to pay him 120. I'm not going to hire this guy. So I'm going to hire up to 6 workers here. And we can see that. They ask us a few questions here. It's important to know this. They say in what market structure, when they say market structure, that means perfect comp, monopoly, monopolistic comp, oligopoly. Do they sell their output? And then how can you tell? Well, the hint here is right here. What we can see is that the price doesn't change. If the price is constant, it has to be a perfectly competitive market. For the product, remember, that's for the product. We're talking about where does it sell its output in the product market. And in the product market, it's a perfectly competitive firm, industry, whatever. We know that because they don't have to change their price, right? And we know we could draw that, right? We know what it looks like. That's why if you're drawing perfect competition, your demand curve, your Mr. DARP curve, is perfectly elastic, right? It doesn't change. The price of the good is $20, and the only way we find our profit max is where marginal cost and demand meet. But they can sell all they want at that same price. Doesn't change. So price is constant. We know it's a perfectly competitive product market. The second one says, what market structure does this firm hire its labor at, or its workers? Well, guess what? The wage is constant. Notice that up there. The wage doesn't change. They can sell all they want, or they can buy all the labor they want for $120. So it's a perfectly competitive labor market. Calculate the marginal revenue product of the third worker. We already did that, right? It is just marginal product times the price of the good. How many workers should this firm hire to maximize profit? We also already answered that. That's 1 point if you say 6, but then you want the extra point for explanation. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, I like this. I would say I would hire up to the 6th worker as marginal revenue product is greater than marginal revenue cost. Can we see that? Can we see that our marginal revenue product for all of these workers is greater than the cost of what they cost us to hire them? So, of course, they're bringing in more than they cost us. We want to hire them. I would go a little further here, though, and say I would not hire the seventh worker as the marginal revenue cost is greater than the marginal revenue product. Recognize that the product here, let's do a different color just so it stands out a bit. The product here is less than what it costs us to hire this guy. What he brings in is less than what it costs us to hire him, so I would not hire the 7th worker. Obviously, that implies the 8th also. But I think this would get you the point. Your explanation. We might want to go just a step further and say we hire our profit maximizing. Let's change that. Let's say that our profit maximizing point is where marginal revenue product equals marginal revenue cost. So I would hire up to the 6 workers. MRP is greater than MRP, not hire the 7th workers where marginal. This lets them know that you know exactly, and obviously in this situation, we can't have our marginal revenue product and marginal revenue cost equal to one another, but we have to get as close as possible. All right. Thanks, guys. Be safe. Bye.